Recovery 7. Do you read me? Hello, Recovery 7. Do you read me?
Hello, Space Control. This is Recovery 7. Will you clear us for re-entry?
Charlie, this is Ralph Cornish. You are back at Space Control. Open the capsule.
We are not cleared for re-entry.
Charlie, you're back at Space Control. What's wrong? Open the hatch.
Hello, Space Control. This is Recovery 7. Will you clear us for re-entry?
Let me try. Hello, Van Leyden. What is the capital of Australia?
We are not cleared for re-entry.
How many beams make 5?
Hello, Space Control. This is Recovery 7. Will you clear us for re-entry?
Van Leyden.
We are not cleared for re-entry.
Right, cut it open. What? Let me see.
We were talking to Van Leyden.
Liz, try them again.
Hello, Recovery 7. Do you read me?
Hello, Space Control. This is Recovery 7. Will you clear us for re-entry?
Well. A tape recording.
Triggered off by our speech.
Then where are the astronauts?
Someone wanted us to believe they were still inside there. That tape recorder is not a standard part of their equipment, is it?
No, of course not.
And then somebody put it there, didn't they?
Why?
To delay us opening the capsule.
Why should they want to do that?
Well, to gain time. I suppose the astronauts were still in there when it landed. And later they were removed.
No, that's impossible. This capsule's being guarded all the time. And you two were here.
Except when your men turned us out for that security check.
What?
They sent us back to the control room while they searched the area.
I take it you didn't order this.
No, I didn't.
Well, there you are then. The bogus patrol turns up, clears the area, and removes the astronauts at their leisure.
Who would want to kidnap 3 astronauts?
It's perhaps the same people who replied to that message.
I'll have a word with my guard, Commander.
Yes, I'll come with you.
Doctor,
Yes? What is it?
the Geiger counter, it's on maximum. The interior's radioactive. If anyone was in there, they're as good as dead.
Two million reds. Scientifically, they should be dead.
But they're not.
When we tried to remove their helmets, they resisted violently.
I told you not to remove their protective clothing.
General Carrington, these men have received massive doses of radiation. They need total blood transfusions immediately. They need antibiotics, cortisone injections. You don't understand the situation. We must reduce the radiation.
To increase it.
Are you mad? That would be murder.
The radiation which affects these men is something totally new to us. To survive it, they have become dependent on it.
What you're saying is contrary to everything that's understood about radioactivity.
You must feed them radiation. Otherwise, they will die. No. You can't ask me to do that. I'm not asking you.
I don't think you can sweep all this under the ministry carpet, Sir James. Someone in authority has done this.
The astronauts were in your charge, Brigadier.
They were taken from the Space Center by 2 Army officers.
Obviously imposters.
The papers of authorization were genuine. Their passes were made out in the names of 2 non-existent officers. They had a platoon and an Army vehicle of the latest design. Not the sort of thing you buy from an Army surplus store.
You've been very thorough, Brigadier. It's a pity you've no explanation to offer for these strange occurrences.
We haven't come here to offer explanations, Sir James. We've come to demand them. From you.
All right.
You mean you're going to tell us the truth?
No.
Oh.
But I'm going to introduce you to the man who can. Will you come in, please? General Carrington, head of the newly formed Space Security Department.
Space security? Weren't you an astronaut on Mars Probe 6?
Yes, I was. Please sit down, Brigadier. I realize I owe you all an apology. I can only ask you to believe that everything I have done has been for the good of us all.
Does that include sending coded messages to Mars Probe 7? And kidnapping 3 astronauts?
And Dr. Bruno Tatalian holding a gun on us in a computer room?
Tatalian was under strict orders to make sure you didn't have access to the computer. You see, every astronaut is issued with an emergency code, only to be used in the ultimate emergency. The code you've been trying to crack. The message we received from Mars Probe 7 told us that the deep space capsule had passed through a hitherto unsuspected high-density radiation belt on its way back to Earth orbit.
Why didn't you inform Space Control at once?
Security.
Then why wasn't I informed? Sir.
The unit is an international organization, and the government wanted to keep this in its own hands.
But why all this extraordinary behavior? Well, surely radiation is a normal hazard of space travel.
We believe this radiation to be a different kind. We believe it to be self-sustaining and highly contagious, and that it could spread like a plague, contaminating the entire planet.
We don't want the public to become panic-stricken.
Well, seems to have been a question of the right hand fighting the left, doesn't it, Brigadier?
Good. Well, I hope this explanation has eased your minds, gentlemen.
Well, it hasn't eased mine.
I'm sorry.
I should like to take a look at these mysteriously radiated astronauts for myself, if I may.
There's no need for that. They're in expert hands.
Nevertheless, I would still like to see them.
Well, I don't see it can do any harm.
Oh, very well, then I'll take you there now. But I can assure you they're perfectly safe.
Who are you people?
I've told you before to be quiet.
Where are you going? Where are you taking them?
Shut up.
But if you take them out of here, they'll die. You must stop.
I'll take them out to the others. You two go back by the direct route when you've finished here.
You two ride with them. They won't hurt you. You've got guns, haven't you?
You know the furnace, sir?
Oh, yes, it's over there.
The unit control. This is
Perfectly
the-
safe, were they?
This is the yellow alert.
I don't understand it. Who would have done this?
Doctor, look at this.
I'm to the band.
These seem to be the radiation records of the missing astronauts. Over 2 million rads. They couldn't possibly have survived that amount.
Miss, what were those exact radiation figures again?
2,102,462.
Sure.
Are you getting anywhere?
Possibly.
Do you realize the importance of
I
this?
realize the importance very well, General Carrington. That is why I must be allowed to continue my work undisturbed.
I'm so sorry.
These are the complete readings.
Oh, thanks. You know, it's the most extraordinary thing. Those astronauts were emitting radiation like walking reactors.
But radiation destroys human tissue.
Yes. I know.
The radioactive trace goes to just outside the building, sir. Then it vanishes.
Obviously, they were taken away in a vehicle.
Why should anyone kidnap them?
Contagious radiation could be a terrible weapon in the hands of a foreign power.
Who else knew of the location of this laboratory, sir?
Only my immediate staff.
And Sir James Quinlan. And his immediate staff. Well, Doctor, any luck?
Well, I can tell you where your 3 astronauts are.
Well,
They're still in orbit.
but they came down in the capsule. They were here. I saw them.
No, you saw 3 spacesuits. I don't know what came down in Recovery 7, but it certainly wasn't human.
They must be dying.
I don't think so.
But I can't deal with them here. They should be in the intensive care unit, in a hospital.
You've got your instructions, Lennox.
Dr. Lennox, if you don't mind.
I thought they took that away from you. Hello? This is Regan. Everything went fine. Lennox is looking after them. No, no trouble at all. I just dropped those 2 off on the way. Right.
And you really think that they're still in orbit in the Mars probe?
I do.
The life support systems will be running down. We've got to send up another recovery capsule.
I should do that as quickly as possible, if I were you.
Get on to Quinlan.
Must you?
I'll need his authority. Get me Sir James Quinlan. Top priority.
Yes? Yes. But we don't really know if the astronauts are up there.
Well, if there's any possibility they're alive up there, we've got to go and get them.
Yes, of course, but the government simply will not authorize the expenditure on so little evidence.
We're not talking about money, we're talking about human life.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Sir James, I'm going to start preparations now. Unless I get your full backing, I'll call a press conference and tell them the entire story.
I would advise you not to do that.
And you'll have to make sure that I don't have to.
Well, what are we going to do?
They mustn't send up a second recovery capsule.
I know that, but how are we going to stop them?
And just what do you think you're doing?
You've got to let me examine those men.
It's against orders.
The radiation count has dropped drastically. They should be recovering.
That's good then.
But one of them's collapsed.
Well, I was still glad to get them here, that's all.
You weren't hired to let them die.
We don't know they're dying.
Read it. Do you think you'll get your money if they're dead? Well, what about protective clothing?
You said the radiation had dropped. Right. I won't hang about in that.
It's all right. I want to help you. Can't you understand? I want to help you. You shouldn't have locked this door. I might have been killed.
Shut up. Help me get him back in there. Hello? All right, I'll take care of them. Listen, about those astronauts. Isotopes? Well, you better get them over here. I found out what's wrong with these fellas. They don't need less radiation. They need more.
I must have all stages in go condition as soon as possible, so get on with it. Any trouble? Everything's taking just a little bit longer than it should.
Why do you think that is?
It's got something to do with Sir James Quiller.
Could you prove it?
No. I feel as if I just murdered them.
You just keep doing what you're told. They'll be all right. Who is it? All right, I'll open the front door.
Look!
What is it?
It's working!
I told you they'd be all right. They thrive on the stuff.
What? Yes, I see. Right, I'll get right down there. 2 bodies have been found in a gravel pit in Hertfordshire. They died from radiation.
Hey, Lennox. You're a kind of a scientist. Do you know these two?
Yes, I think I met the girl once. She was doing research at Cambridge. Why?
Seems like they're getting in the way. I'll need to deal with them.
That's the most extraordinary thing. The radioactive contamination has almost vanished. If you can't get Recovery 8 ready in time, you can use this capsule.
Provided we can get the 3,000 tons of rockets to go underneath it.
Who's it from?
Brigadier. He wants us to go down to Hertfordshire to look at those bodies.
I'm very morbid.
Are you coming?
No, I'm going to stay and get this capsule fully operational.
Doctor?
You're back soon.
Well, I started back an hour ago.
The Bliss has gone to meet you. We received a message asking us to join you. You didn't send it?
I'll get after her.
on me! Oh!
I've brought you some company.
I thought they told you to get both of them.
No, he wouldn't keep the appointment. She's a scientist. She can give you a hand.
Dr. Lennox!
Somebody remembers you. How are zombie friends?
Surviving? Only just.
I didn't expect them to be dancing a jig. Start making yourself useful.
What if I don't?
I might just lock you in there with them.
I've issued Miss Shaw's description to every police force in the country.
Why? Do you expect us to be wandering the streets?
No, sir. Just a formality.
I took the liberty of examining the things found on the bodies of those two men.
They should have gone to forensics, sir, untouched.
No need for that. Forensics can't tell us anything we can't see for ourselves. Look, newspaper cutting in a foreign language.
Anyone can buy a foreign newspaper, General.
What about this comb, then, with the maker's imprint on it in the same language?
Look.
Very remiss of them, keeping this.
It could have been planted, sir.
No, the only people who could set up an organization of this size would be foreign agents with enormous resources behind them.
And hair combs.
They want to use the radiated astronauts as a weapon.
I've told you where your astronauts are, General. They're still in orbit.
That's ridiculous.
Is it? When your Professor Heldorf had the aliens in his care, he started to record some sort of radio communication impulses.
Astronauts do have walkie-talkies in their helmets, you know.
Then why didn't Heldorf talk to them?
Yes, well, perhaps he was recording the level of radioactivity in their bodies.
Yes, well, I don't think so. Well, I'm going down to the Space Center, use the computer. I trust your man Talcalion won't hold a gun on me this time.
Doctor, nothing is to be gained by deciphering these impulses. Our objective should be to find the missing astronauts.
General, how many times must I tell you? Your astronauts are still in orbit. My objective is to find out what these aliens are trying to say to us.
What's the K factor? Fuel 1,297 tons. No other available source? Liquid fuel in production 2,000 tons. Well, that can be speeded up. It's a new M3 variant, highly volatile. It was not intended for manned spaceflight. We'll have to use it. The lift-off rate would crush the astronaut. What about reducing the G's by mixing K and M3? I would compute that. But you will still have to get your rocket bit. The minister is putting up every possible objection. What do you expect? This doctor's theory is ridiculous. I thought you were supposed to be helping me. Or do you intend to commit more sabotage? I was ordered to do that by General Carrington. But I have computed the assembly of the rescue rocket as you asked me.
You're not armed, I hope.
I would not have used that gun. Not on a fellow scientist.
Thank you. I'm much relieved.
Have they found your assistant?
No, not yet. May I have the use of your computer?
Yes, certainly, and I'm sure Dr. Tatalian will be only too pleased to help you. When you have a moment, I'd like to see you in the control room about the recovery capsule.
I'd like to program these impulse records, if I may.
What do you hope to learn from them?
If I knew, I wouldn't need a computer, would I?
To make a start, we must have some idea.
Well, I suspect some sort of pattern.
This could take a long time.
Well, it mustn't, Taltalion, it mustn't.
Doctor, I am not trying to obstruct you. Excuse me. Dr. Talcalion here. Yes? Who is that? A moment, please. This is for you.
Okay. Hello, yes? Yes, it is. Who is this? My assistant, Liz Shaw.
You have found her?
No. Someone threatening to kill her if I don't stop interfering. Well, let's get back to work, shall we?
2 million rads. Dropping to 2 million minus 50,000.
Minus 50,000.
You better tell Regan we've only got one more canister left. Well? Do you want them to die?
You'd better be right.
It's no use. They lock it.
Are you a prisoner?
That's a matter of opinion.
Are you or aren't you?
I can come and go as I please. But I haven't got anywhere to go.
You were a respected scientist once.
Grossly underpaid. Can you help me? I lost my key somewhere. For that door up there. They'll find me in the cubicle. Locked and bolted from the outside, you understand?
Yes, of course. Why didn't you come with me?
Where would I go?
Is a mathematical formula for building an electronic device.
What sort of electronic device?
I'll have to build it to find out, won't I?
In defiance of the message threatening Miss Shaw's life?
Well, how are these people going to know what I'm doing unless somebody tells them?
Who would do that?
You, for instance?
You are being most insulting.
And you are being continually obstructive.
I acted under the orders of General Carrington.
Did you? Or are you involved with the people who are really behind this?
What people are you talking about?
The people who kidnapped Miss Shaw, who kidnapped the 3 astronauts?
Have you told the Brigadier about your suspicions?
No, not yet.
Why not, if you're so sure of your facts?
Well, I thought I'd offer you some sort of alternative. A ruthless investigation by the Brigadier. Or a few quiet words with me and your name kept out of things.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you do, Tartaglia. I'm going to give you a little time to think it over. Right, but if you'll excuse me. Let me see what can be done about building this machine. Think over what I've said. I should expect to hear from you very soon.
Get in, Miss Shaw.
I tell you, nobody helped me. That door was left open.
You might have killed poor Lennox locking him in with those things.
You should have thought of that before he joined you.
Get over there and help him. Go on.
Don't touch me, you.
And Will, make sure that door is kept locked. Did you bring it?
These are the operating instructions. This is the communication code. It's quite simple.
A little too simple.
What does that mean?
I need to talk to those things.
You have a list of simple signals and commands. Transmit and they will obey.
And if they don't?
You threaten to cut off their supply of radiation. There is a signal for that, too.
And translating the replies. There's a machine for that?
Yes? In my computer room, you don't need it.
I'm the one dealing with these creatures.
You will use these creatures to carry out a series of raids on carefully chosen targets. You know enough to do your job, but I have further instructions for you.
Have you now?
Your call to the doctor threatening the girl's life was stupid.
It might have slowed him down a little.
On the contrary, it merely made him more determined and suspicious. Suspicious of me.
Too bad.
He has got to be put out of the way permanently.
To save your neck?
He is about to discover how to construct one of those machines.
Clever.
And he has got to be stopped.
All right, I'll deal with them. And since your own skin's in danger, you can help me.
Tartaglia, do you have any proof?
No, not a scrap.
Then why accuse him?
Something even his computers don't have. Intuition. I think I rattled him.
Tartaglia was acting under Carrington's orders. Quinlan explained that.
Yes, I know, I heard him. I didn't believe a word of it.
Why not?
Well, first they tried keeping us in the dark altogether. And when that didn't work, they fall back on some prepared cover story. Contagious radiation, indeed.
Then what is happening, Doctor?
I don't know. Perhaps I'll know better when I built this device.
What's this?
Advanced electronic equipment. I need it at once.
Right, I'll see to it.
Good. I'll be in my laboratory. I suppose there's no news.
Be sure. No, nothing. We're doing all we can.
Yes, of course.
Thanks for keeping quiet.
Do you think he suspects you helped me?
He suspects everyone.
If at first you don't succeed,
You won't get another chance.
we'll see.
How did they get you back?
I ran into an old friend.
I have got to get back. It's a delicate operation.
It's quite simple. All you have to do is set the dial to the time you require. How long do you need to get clear of the building?
10 minutes, maybe more.
Say quarter now. We can't have you taking risks. Now, you leave the case as near to the doctor as you possibly can. You slide these catches together, and that starts the mechanism. 15 minutes later, no more doctor.
But what if you should try to open the case while I am still away?
The same result, but that lever.
It's too risky.
It's you he's after.
Very well.
Dr. Tartalian, do as you're told, and your troubles will be over.
Every available astronaut is suddenly not available. Not fit. Transferred to other duties, waiting for security clearance.
Is that all?
Oh. Well, what good's a rocket without a pilot?
I'll take a rocket up for you myself.
Thank you, Doctor. I don't think you realize just what's necessary.
My dear man, I've spent more time in space than any astronaut on your staff. Not, I'll admit, in the rather primitive contraptions that you use, but I'll manage.
Doctor, I don't think you
I
realize
can also withstand considerably more G-force than most people, even though I do say so myself.
Well, if you insist. You can take the tests.
Tests, simulations, anything you like. When that recovery capsule is ready, I'll take it up.
Well, Doctor, I was just going over to see you.
I've saved you a journey, haven't I?
Do you have the computations for liftoff?
All but the final phase.
Well, let me have them as soon as possible, will you? I'll see about those tests, Doctor.
Have you thought over what I spoke to you about?
Yes,
And?
I will tell you everything if you will give me a chance to get away.
Very well.
The information I need is in my car. I will go and fetch it. You will wait for me here?
Yes, all right.
I think I've got it now.
Stand up. Forward. Send stop. There can be no problems with that thing.
It's simple enough. Even you might be able to manage
We can
it.
do without the back chat. Let me have it.
Italian gave you this thing, didn't he?
Never you mind.
That case you gave him, what was it?
You could say it was a way of killing two birds with one stone.
You seem to have been right about Tartalian.
What a good it did me. And him.
He was obviously trying to plant a time bomb on you. Lucky for you, the mechanism was faulty.
I'm not sure that it was. Look at this. See, this is set to 0. Tartalian must have thought that he had plenty of time to get away, when in fact this bomb was set to go off instantaneously.
So whoever gave it to him wanted to get rid of both of you.
Yes. Tartalian was a weak link, you know. I think his employers wanted him out of the way.
Another dead end, then.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Brigadier, look at this.
What's that?
Well, it's something very similar to the machine I'm trying to build. And Tartalian had one all the time.
Well, time's running out. Cornish is almost ready to put up that recovery rocket.
You were supposed to stop him, sir.
Don't you think I've tried? I've tried every possible delay.
You must keep on trying, Sir James.
That doctor has even volunteered to pilot the recovery rocket.
He must be stopped.
We could tell him the truth.
No. We know too little about him.
There may be no alternative.
There's got to be. If that rocket goes up, it means disaster for the entire world.
Now, don't you worry, sir. Everything's going fine. Yes, it's a pity about that. This doctor fellow must have 9 lives. Tonight? Well, it's a bit soon. All right, if I must, I must. I'll see to it. Right. Well, go and get the van, there's a good fellow.
Okay, Mr. Rigg.
You're taking them away?
No, just a little excursion. Open the door. This thing, can it work the other way around so they can talk to us?
No, just sends impulses they seem to understand.
But there could be a machine.
I imagine so.
I think I'll be paying 2 visits tonight.
Halt! Halt on fire!
I tell you, it converts radio impulses into human speech. The aliens in Heldorf's laboratory were trying to communicate with him.
So you were right. They aren't human.
I never believed they were. If I can only build the other half of this thing.
We could contact the astronauts, or whatever they are.
Yes, probably. If you were to hurry up with those parts that I've ordered.
Most of them are coming from Japan, Doctor. Yes? Yes, he's here. It's James Quinlan.
Hello. Yes, Sir James.
Doctor, I'd like to know if it's still your intention to pilot the recovery rocket.
Most certainly.
I can't persuade you that your action would be disastrous.
You might. If you were to tell me the truth, Sir James. The whole truth.
Then you leave me no choice. Will you come and see me, please? At once?
Very well, Sir James. Thank you. He wants me to come and see him. Says he's going to tell me the whole truth.
Well, I'm coming with you.
Sir James.